Wish it would have lasted. In 1993, I left Colorado. I took a break. I wanted to take a break. I wanted to get back on my feet. And I really wanted to do comedy. I went to New York City. Did I go for it in New York City? No. I fucked around like I usually do. I got high. I got on stage a few times in 11 months. But when I went back to Colorado, I moved back there with a Puerto Rican girl. And she was a drug counselor. And then she figured out I was still doing drugs. Right. And I had to move out of her apartment. And I started living at hotels and at my cousins from time to time. And I would sleep in Boulder. And in that process, I don't even know. I got in contact with this girl. Right. That was fucking hot when I was a detailer. I used to detail cars at this place for all these dealerships. And she was the receptionist. Right. But I would always talk to her. What's up, dog? Joey, baby. She was from somewhere in the South. But just tremendous. But the not the general manager, the manager of the detail shop, who was a very nice guy, started dating her. He had a Corvette at that age, you know, he started dating her. Did I give a fuck? No, I never said nothing. I didn't even like her like that. I had a girlfriend. But at this time now in 93, him and her had a kid, and she was off the deep end. But Willie, still looking good. Right. And she got me a job. She goes, you want a job as a car salesman? She goes, I do the books for this place, and I help out over there. So I got a job over there with her, and one day she goes, where are you sleeping tonight? She goes, I can't stay at my mom's no more, so I'm just going to get a hotel. Do you want to split the hotel? And after 2 nights, we got a gram of coke, and sure enough, I slept with her once or twice, and it went on for like a fucking week and a half, and one day I'm in Boulder, and who do I bump into? The husband. Right. And he came up to me, hey, what are you doing? He goes, can I talk to you? I go, yeah, what's up? He goes, listen, man, I talked to her the other day. I know you guys been fucking around. He goes, just do me a favor, if you want. He goes, I really want to get back together with her. She's the mother of my son, and I really want to give it a shot. I don't know how you feel about it. He goes, I don't even know if I should be saying this to you. I shook his hand. I went over there, I got my stuff. I told her what had happened, and I never messed with her again. Was I scared of the guy, Willie? Not really. But Willie, how he came up to me.
It's a little scary.
No. No,
wasn't?
Not at all.
Because sometimes when someone approaches you that calm, man, you're like...
No, he was a gentleman and a half.
Okay.
He said that he wanted to, but he also wanted her to be happy.
Right.
And he kind of had tears in his eyes. But he was a man.
Right,
he was a man about it. He was sad.
Right.
You know, he didn't trip. He was secure in who he was.
Right.
I had another dude that was dating a girl for 3 years. Somebody came up to me one day and said, listen, you guys will make a cute couple. She was talking about it one day. And they were broken up like 6 months. And I went to this dude like a man. And I said, can I talk to you, bro? How long I know you?
Right.
And I said, I'm going to ask her out on a date, bro. And I don't want no friction between me and you. And the guy looked at me and he goes, that's up to you, dog. But if you do it, there's going to be a fucking problem. Okay, now I am going to fuck her.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then I did sleep with the fucking girl. And I don't know what happened. Who the fuck gives a shit? But that was my take. I liked how he came up to me like a man.
Right.
He didn't threaten me at all. He just said he had a kid with her.
Well, you felt it, man.
No, I felt it. Sure,
you felt it. This guy's coming from the heart.
Well, what happened was at the time, I had just been. Was I? Yeah. Oh yeah. I was separated like 2 years, so I know what it felt like, bro.
Yeah.
I knew what it felt like. We all know what it feels like to be cheated on. It's a horrible fucking feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
That's why once you've been cheated on, you don't do it. You're like, you know what, man? I'm going to check myself in that department and shit, because that shit would break my heart if it happened to me, so.
That's one of the things I didn't like about a small town. Because, like in high school, if you just, like, you're always going to know someone who dated someone else. Is, like, the entertainment industry, like, the comedy, like, the people who you guys used to date, was everyone dating everyone, or could you stay away from that? Like, could you stay away from dating, like, another comedian's ex-girlfriend, or?
I've never been put in that position, Lee.
Really?
I was very fortunate. Listen, man, I looked at comedy a lot different than a lot of other guys. I looked at comedy as a savior in a way. Like, it was... Don't get me wrong, I bumped into different people now that you mention it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know that comedians are dirty dogs, bro. Like, we all, you know, we do some dirty shit or whatever. So, we, you know, and most of these comedy chicks are the same chicks. They'll date you for 3 years. You guys break up. Then she starts wearing a bikini, going to open mics and shit.
Right.
And eventually she's going to fuck somebody. And you could be tripped about that shit. Oh, they're just comedians. There's nothing you could do, bro.
Right.
You know, those girls have been through the system. They know the fucking deal. If you end up marrying them or whatever. And another thing, because I was in that position, these kind of people that this happens to 90% of the time, you know when you're with a whore.
Yeah.
Whether male or female. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know when you're with a whore. So you have to tolerate. I used to date a fucking whore, bro. I couldn't trust her. The stripper I moved here with was a fucking whore. There was nothing till this day. She's a dirty fucking whore. There's nothing you could do about it. If you break up with her at 3 in the afternoon, she'll have a boyfriend by 11 o'clock just on principle. Just on principle. Because that's how she is. That's just the way it is. So you know where you stand 9 out of 10 times when you're involved in that situation. And when I say the word whore, I mean it as male or female. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know when you're with a fucking whore. You catch somebody with a fucking phone number, they give you a story. Now you're on high alert. Right? Now you're on high alert.
Right.
Now you catch another story. Now it's up to you, Willie. Right. Now it's up to you, Lee. Now it's up to me. Now it's up to you as a woman. You know, the second time you find a number and there's 3-hour discrepancy between here and the store, you know what I'm saying? Like, you went to Rouse, it's 10 minutes away. Well, what happened? Well, you're not going to believe it. They were out of carrots, so the guy said he was going to go to the other store and bring them. So I said, what am I going to go home for? I just waited for the carrots. And you make up this fucking tale that, guess what, Willie? We've all listened to and we've all heard, and we want to believe it.
Right.
We want to believe it. And that's what happens to people. That's what happens to people. You know I'm lying to you. And then they'll tell somebody, like, the girlfriends that the girl will call and say, Joey left, he's with another woman. And then that night they'll call him, where was that pendejo? And he'll say, oh, no, you're not going to believe it. He went to Rouse, he got rear-ended. The engine went on fire, the fire department had to come, his cell phone fell in the water. But when he got home, we put it in rice, and everything's okay now. You know, you believe what the fuck you want to believe when you're in love, you know? Yeah. And then there's 2 types of love. See, the stripper I was never in love with. It was that pussy.
Right.
It was that filthiness.
You're infatuated.
That filthiness that she would do. I was married for fucking 6 years, 7 years. And they don't let you light that pussy on fire and put fucking chocolate in their pussy. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I put bottles in this girl's pussy. Who the hell you does? I was infatuated with the thought of somebody else doing this to her. And then one day I looked and I go, how many dicks could possibly be in her? I want to marry this fucking monster. I want to marry this fucking monster. And do what? And do what? And do what? I got to CDD the kids? What's that shit when you got to send in an anarchy test? What is that shit when to see who the father is and shit? That's what I want to worry about. If is this yellow kid my father? Why does he have blonde hair? I didn't want to worry about that. So you fucking move on with your life. And that's when a lot of people say I started to get stand-up comedy. Because when I moved here the first 2 years, in 97 and 98, 60% of my focus was on that broad. 50% of my focus was dissecting her stories. You know, 50% of the story. The other, but there's another moral to the story here. She was paying the rent.
Yeah, that helps.
And she was stripping. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was all these things that I didn't need to be there. But because I was struggling to be a comic, I was putting up with them because it was the ultimate goal. And in a lot of ways today, I thank her because she got me to L.A. She got me to L.A. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. No matter what happened between us, she got me to L.A. She was putting my life for a purpose. That dirty pussy, God put it in my life for a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I like the way God got you some dirty pussy.
Who else would play a dirty trick on you like that?
God said, hey, I'm gonna get Joey some dirty pussy, man.
No, that shit's always been a checkpoint for me. Like, listen, my ex-wife in Boulder, she cheated on me. At the time, I didn't know it.
Right.
But now, today, after thinking about it, I didn't see it. I didn't see it at the age of 32 or whatever fucking old I was. I saw it maybe 10 years ago. One day it just went. Because when I went to jail, he went in there for a haircut, and he sent her flowers. And one day we were visiting, and she goes, let me tell you the story. Some guy came in and sent me flowers. But he kept going in there for haircuts after that. Do you understand me?
Right.
And eventually he caught her when me and her weren't doing too good. And then she came to me, and she goes, we're going to separate. I'm going to move in with my parents. And that weekend I couldn't get a hold of her. And she told me she went away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did you go? Who'd you go away with? So now today, I believed it. Now today, after separating myself from the emotion, I was like, that's where she went.
Right.
And then, you know, we fucking broke up October 15th. She moved in before Christmas. No, she wasn't fucking him. She was just living on the couch. What are you, fucking retarded? So that's the way life is. That's the way life goes, bitches. Tick-tock. Tick-tock. What comes around goes around, mother.
Oh, Jar was just here? And they were like, yeah, it was bad. He took too much Xanax, and he had to lay on the floor and did his set laying on his back on the floor because the room was spinning.
I did that in Beaumont.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, tell me that story.
You know what the most outstanding thing from the story is?
What?
That at 4 o'clock Saturday night, I called Slade Ham's brother. He was a wigger. He's a rapper at the time. This is 2005. The Longest Yard, which just came out. I'm in Beaumont, Texas. I told the story on Mark Maron. It was not the Mark Maron podcast and the TV show. It was not a lie or not a scripted thing. That was a personal story that I went, the guy picked me up, I got in the car, and I go, and I'm fucking lit. I had 30 Valiums, 30 10-milligram Valiums in 3 days. Drinking Jägermeister. Ask next time you get Josh Wolf, ask Josh Wolf. Go, Josh Wolf, tell me the story about Joey Diaz in Beaumont, Texas. They know about Thursday. I went down there, but anyway, I went to buy Coke, and they were neo-Nazis. I'm talking, it's behind Beaumont, Texas, a neighborhood behind Beaumont, Texas, so it's a little bit on the rough end.
Shit.
And I went down there, and Slade told me, his brother goes, listen, before we go in there, I just want you to know they ain't friendly with fucking people if you're scared. I said, listen, you see this? There's $400 bills here. Everybody loves $400 bills. I don't give a fuck who you hate.
Yeah.
And I went in there, and they talked to me. They even asked me what nationality I was, Cuban. I was jawing out of my fucking mind. I couldn't even talk.
Yeah.
The Valiums had me going. I was talking like this. It was horrible. That was the last memory of that weekend.
Really? And then you had to do a show that night?
I did the show Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I flew in Thursday, and the kid was supposed to have the blow for me, and he goes, I got no blow. I go, what can you get me? What can you do? And he goes, I get you a Valium. He told me, and I gave him whatever the price was. And he goes, it's 30. I go, fine, just bring me 30, whatever I don't need, I'll bring back to my friend in L.A. I had a friend in Hollywood that ate Valiums. I go, I'll bring him back for him.
Yeah.
I started popping them. First night, like I ate 1, then 2. Then I went to the fucking bar, and I drank a little bit. I didn't get coked up the first night. Went back to the hotel, got up, did some radio. You know, went back to the room, felt okay.
Felt good.
Yeah, popped another one to sleep at 3.
Your nerves feel good. That's the crazy thing about those.
Slept till about 6. Got up and was a little groggy. Had some coffee, had a couple fucking Camel Lights. You know, had some fucking Papados and went to the show. And at the show, I started popping. Once I knew the coke was coming, I started popping them on Friday night. Popping them. And they were in a little brown bag, so I wouldn't count them. I would just pop them like fucking Tic Tacs. Friday night, I was gone. I must have gone to bed at 1, and I slept till 3:30 the next afternoon. One of those things you just wake up, your stomach's empty.
Yeah.
You're fucked up. Like you need coffee, more coffee, a shower, another shower. You got to jerk off. You got to go for a walk, take another nap. It was one of those days, and I had 2 shows. And again, I went in the bag and took a handful and put them in my pocket. And the coke came. And then we did the first show. And the first show, people were sending me Jägermeisters. Beaumont, Texas, this was a great little comedy room that was owned by 2 guys. And the one guy robbed the other one. Then the guy hit him in the head with a bamboo thing. And that was the end of that fucking tune.
Sure.
Tremendous.
Sure.
It was first owned by 2 black people. They were very successful. A black couple with kids had a theater in Beaumont, and the kid was a bartender. And they quit the business. The kid that was the bartender opened up his own club. He's still in Houston. He's a great kid, Slade Ham. So this Saturday night, I'm at the club. I got the package. I'm not hitting it. I'm on stage still. So I wouldn't do coke on stage or before. I would do coke afterward.
Yeah.
So I do the first show and I'm fucking hammered. Because that Valiums I took Thursday and those ones I took Friday, they're still in your system.
Oh, they don't go anywhere.
Percolating like a mother.
Holding on to fat cells.
Holding on to fat cells. And every time you hit a joint, you get even more fucked up. It ignites one of those fat cells.
Every time you have a cocktail, it just pulls them out of the fat cells.
Pulls them out of the fat
dance.
cells. So if you eat a 10 milligram Valium, your fat takes half of it. 5 milligrams gets released in your bloodstream. The other 5 go in your fucking fat, and they just get stored. And here you are doing gin and tonics. You don't even need Cosby to show up. Nature works itself here. After 3 nights of eating Xanax, chicks will tell you they black out. I know tons of chicks who eat those Adderalls and all that shit, and they black out when they fucking drink.
Yeah.
That shit adds to it. So don't think that. So here I am, 400 pounds, sweating profusely on stage. I'm so hammered. The first show I got to lay down. They're sending shots. I'm drinking 16 shots on stage. I'm 400 fucking pounds. I already got the 8-ball. It's fucking beige.
It's beige.
It's beige. This coke was right from the cartel. Right from the cartel.
It's
right there.
beige.
Oh my God, it was beige. And when it smelled through the paper, like I could smell the fucking ether right through the paper. I was like, oh, this is going to be a good night. I'm going to go back to the hotel room. I'm going to take a fucking... And I had a plane from Houston at like 7:30 in the morning.
Shit.
I'm like, I'm going to fucking snort this fucking 8-ball. I'm going to drink. And all of a sudden, I go to the fucking bathroom. I come out of the bathroom, and there's a broad waiting. And she's like, do you want to do a line of coke? And I got the coke in my pocket. But she's got some. And I go, what do you want to do? You have a car? And she goes, no, my husband's here. Let's do it in the woman's bathroom. So we go in the woman's bathroom. We do a few bumps in the woman's bathroom. She leaves. And next thing you know, I fucking pass out. I get up. The coke is still there. My money's still there. The phone's ringing. I can't move. Bert. It was horrible. I definitely OD'd. If it wasn't for my blood type and my experience, I would have been dead. Because I remember getting up and the guy's like, you got to check out or give me $48. And I just gave him like a 50. I go, I couldn't even talk. I went back to bed, got up at 8, puked, went back to bed. I finally got up Monday and called my wife. Like, I finally called Terry, like Monday. I'm like, Terry, you're not going to believe this. I'm fucked up.
Yeah.
And I stayed in that hotel room till Tuesday, and I had my friend come and get me and take me to this fucking thing.
So what happened with the flight?
Who knows? I didn't come to till Thursday.
Shit.
I didn't really start talking. Like, at 1 minute it was Saturday, and the next minute it was fucking Thursday.
Good God.
Like, that's how fucking deep I was into drugs then. But I was fucking sick till Thursday. And you know what? It took me years to eat another sleeping pill after that. It was those bars.
Those Xan bars?
Those Xan bars, those are fucking death, Jack.
Oh, dude. I had a friend addicted to those, and they wouldn't even take him in rehab.
Why?
Because I guess you gotta, like, benzos are the hardest to detox off of. They're real dangerous.
When I lived in Denver, those Sundays, you could rob a bank.
Yeah.
You could stab
And you might
somebody.
have. That's part of
I'll never forget when I was in the mall.
Wait a second. I think you did have an issue there.
I had a couple of issues there.
You don't even go to Colorado anymore, right?
Yeah, I go to Denver.
Oh, you do?
I just can't go to Seattle.
Okay.
Seattle and parts of Oregon. Seattle and parts of Idaho, unknown. When I lived in Denver, I still remember when they played against the Cleveland Browns, the drive.
Right.
I was at the mall during the drive. And I'll never forget seeing everybody in the hallways watching TVs that Radio Shack had and stuff. And going, if I was going to rob this place, this is the time we'd do it. Nobody would care.
The funny thing is, I would say something like that. It's a joke. You say something like that, you're casing the place.
Oh, let me explain something to you. The best thing in my future that happened is that they tore that mall down. When I tell you I sank that mall financially, I'm not lying to you. I went in there with 3 credit cards in the summer of '85 and threw the cards away and would still go back in there. I remember walking in that mall one day and they had a CD player, Radio Shack, without a box, like a
display unit? Yeah.
Display unit. And the guys were all the way in the back talking. And I go, you know what? I could use a CD player in my house. I'll never forget unplugging it and just rapping and walking out of the fucking mall. Like, still walking 30 yards to the door and then going to my car. I destroyed that mall.
Oh, God.
The first time, then I got a job at Foot Locker.
You got a job
At the mall after I ruined it with credit cards. And the cops came. They go, you fit the description. Somebody in the ice cream court said you used a credit card there. And I'm like, you're going to have to prove it. There was no cameras back then.
Right.
So they kept coming back.
And so you're wearing the referee jersey?
The Foot Locker, like an asshole that I was. I applied for the job in June. They called me in August.
Okay.
And then and then the cops came in. They're like, we want to arrest you. They talked to me like 3 times. And they wanted me to cop to it. And I wouldn't cop to it.
So in 2 months, you destroyed the mall. That's
In 2
it.
months, I destroyed that fucking mall. And then I went back for more. And then I went back. I went to Aspen, then back to Boulder. And then I was taking classes at the University of Colorado. And they would buy anything up on them. It's called the U District. The U District is in Seattle. This was called, I forget what the fuck, Boulder Hill or what, the Hill. The Hill is 3 blocks, gyms, Mexican restaurants.
Right.
Everything is catered to kids. Pizza place, movie theater, 18 and over bar, that type of shit. But they would buy anything because college kids got broke.
Right.
So you could bring anything. So I had the scam at Sears. The door was right by the music department. Was right by the door. I would park right there and just walk in. And every day I would take the Bruce Springsteen 4-package collection. It was like the hit of this. It was $99, like $89 for a Bruce Springsteen box. He's on the cover with a guitar in his hand. How do I remember? Because Bruce Springsteen put a lot of money in my pocket that year. There were displays of Bruce Springsteen, 5 at a time. And I would pick them up and walk out there. And I would go right to the Hill, get my $200, and then I would go eat like a fucking sandwich or something. It was destruction. But then I was out on bail in the kidnapping case. And I was running out of money. And I go, you know what? I'm going to go back up to the CD store. So I started robbing them every other day. This went on for about a week or two.
Not many people can just say that sentence. I started robbing them every
I would go to the
other day.
CD store every other day. I didn't want to be a fucking pig. And go every day and rob them. Why would I
Regulate
do that?
yourself.
I had to go like every 2 or 3 days.
Monday, Wednesday,
If there was a
Friday.
student center, I was tormenting them because they would buy books secondhand, and I would just pick up a stack of books. I wouldn't even walk in the front door. I just bring them up, and I go, my mother got me these, but I already got them. She wasn't thinking. And they go, do you want cash or a check? You know what? I don't need the cash, but I'll take it. And they would give me back the money for the books plus tax.
What's it like to not have a conscience?
It's tremendous.
That's the greatest life. Your life is incredible until you get caught. But then you have the stories.
What is it that you want me to do to change that? Like, that's why it pisses me off that people go after governors for putting blackface on, or the chief fucking judge because he covered some chick's mouth in 1982. You got nowhere to go. So if he would have came out and said, "Yeah, in 1982, I choked the girl at a party," he would have he wouldn't have had to deal with that.
I don't know if it works in politics the same way.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Because it works in life that way. If you don't say it, if I get it out first, you got nowhere to go.
That helps. That can help.
You got nowhere to go. 8 Mile. When he goes, what are you gonna do when he goose on you about the girl? He goes, if you put it out there first, he's got nowhere to go.
Right. Yeah, because it diffuses the situation. Trump does that a lot. You watch Trump; he'll be like, "I did this," and he'll put a little spin on it to make it his way. It happened. There was a lot. It was not my problem. And then people are like, "Yeah, he did it. So what?"
It's not who I am today, but thinking back at who that person was that would be out on bail for kidnapping and would go every other day to either the student center. Like one day I went to the student center and had a watch rack with watches, Timex, whatever the fuck. I picked up the whole thing and put it on my shoulder like a body in Vietnam, and I just walked out. If you're going to let me rob and you're not going to pay attention to me, I got to rob you in those days. I was that nuts in Boulder.
Yeah, that's crazy, but you're getting away with it, so why would you stop?
Getting away, I would control myself.
Yeah, sound like it. That's not controlling yourself. What do you think controlling yourself is?
Dog, I would rob 24/7 I remember when double espresso machines came out in '95. I was a struggling comic.
I don't even hold on. Let me digest this. Because you're going into stories about stealing 24/7, and then I remember when double espressos came out.
Because I had control before I got arrested. And went to prison. I had no control. Like that's when I got caught. So I'm out on bail for the kidnapping. I get caught with like 85 fucking CDs, and they chase me. Like a little black guy in a golf cart and a little white skinny guy. Like, come back. And I'm running, throwing CDs back at me shit, trying to throw them off.
Like you're a superhero?
Oh, my God. And they got me. The cops finally got me. And I gave them a fake name. They arrested me, and I processed. Now, I had just been in there for a month waiting to get bail. Every cop knew Joey. I went in there as Jimmy. And they're fingerprinting me. And I'm like, how you doing? Like, Joey, how you? And I'm looking at the fingerprint card. It's like, Jimmy, whatever. And I'm like, these guys, if you're going to be that stupid. And then I went back to court as that guy. I pled guilty, and I got community service, and I did the community service. Years later, I found out, Boulder found out, you used a different name, but what are they going to do? You did the community service, you paid the fine. Crazy shit that you wouldn't even, now you can't get away with that.
I was going to say, now there's no way.
Cannot get away
because
with
that's
that.
all electronic and stuff like that.
Now you can't get away with that.
But that's, yeah, I mean, you make me want to go back in time and start robbing people.
And then in those days, remember when Frank Caliendo put his fingerprints down? NCIS was so slow.
Right.
3 weeks before your records came back. So you could sit in county for 2 weeks with a murder, no one, working your bail, and get out before the NCIS come out back on you.
Yeah.
The NCIS wouldn't come back on you for fucking 3 fucking weeks. That's how slow it was then. So I could use fake names. I could do all this shit because by the time they figured out who the fuck I really was, I was gone. I was on a Greyhound bus to the next city.
So what did you do with the espresso machines?
Well, the espresso machines, I had control. The espresso machines were $450.
You keep saying you have control. I mean, is this you telling us, or are you trying to convince yourself?
Me, I don't give a fuck. It was 25 years ago.
Yeah, well, right. No, yeah.
It was 25 years ago. I was 95.
I forgot the double espresso machines are how this story started.
It was $450 for an espresso, coffee, cappuccino machine. All these assholes on sale for $350. I'm walking into those stores, just picking up the thing. I wasn't even walking out of the store, Frank Caliendo. How sad is that? I would just go into customer service and go, how you doing? My mother got me this for Christmas. What the fuck? And they go, okay.
It's always somebody giving you something
That's
as a
the only
gift.
way you could sell it.
That's how you do it.
What do you think? I was walking down the street?
I don't have a gift receipt, but
Then I got to the point where I'd hang out in front of Kmart. This is when you're a fucking real piece of shit. I'd hang out in front of Kmart on windy days and wait for people's receipts to fly off. And one day I'm looking at this guy in a cart pushing 2x4s and 2x6s and 2x12s, but on top he's got a lawnmower. And he's pushing, it's windy out, and all of a sudden the receipt flew out. I go over, I pick it up, I look, the lawnmower is $450. So I walk into the fucking Kmart, they got no more lawnmowers. I go, fuck it. I went out to Longmont, Colorado, 30 miles away, went to a Kmart in there, they had the thing. The best was, I went back and I gave the Mexican kid a 10. Bring this up to the counter for me. He brought it up to the counter, and I told the lady, how you doing? My mother gave me this. It's the wrong one. This time I had a receipt. This time they had nowhere to go. He just, no, I'm telling you, I bought the, why didn't you go back to Boulder? I go, I didn't want to drive. I live here.
I left this here.
And they give me the money back.
I can't.
It's, and I was doing 3 or 4 of those espresso machines a day. Like on the way to Denver Comedy Works.
You needed the espresso to stay.
I would stop in Westminster. I'd stop in the Denver Mall. I would show up at the Comedy Works with $1,200 in my pocket. On the way there, the Comedy Works open mic started at 8. I'd leave my house at 6 and stop in Bloomfield, Westminster, and just stop. I always wanted to ask you I love Tommy Boy. You know, I miss Chris Farley. It's so weird that I think about the last time I saw Chris Farley, and it was one of the saddest things I ever saw in Hollywood. But I had gone through what he was going through. My girlfriend was a stripper on La Cienega, and I had just left the Comedy Store. This was 2 weeks before he died. This is 98, right? When did he die?
Mm-hmm. I think
98, 97.
Yeah, December 18th.
98. This had to be 2 weeks, 3 weeks before he died. At that strip club, there's no contact allowed. They dance naked. Mm-hmm. You can't touch them. There's no lap dances. What you could do is hire them to dance nude, but they have to stand 5 feet from you, and there's a rope. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That seems just stupid. I can't grab you. I can't fucking Harvey you. You know what I'm saying? For the small $5. But it was so funny how my girlfriend at the time said, "Park the car. You got to see this." And I go, okay, and I didn't know what she was going to show me. And it was Chris Farley sweating profusely.
Yeah.
He was sweating so much that his hair was back. He had like a shirt on, and he was just rolling up 50s and 20s and getting a lap dance and just throwing them at him. And I remember looking at him. Come on, everything in my heart wanted to go up and give that guy a hug. I'm a comic. You know what I'm saying? Like everything. And you ever hear that expression, don't talk to the celebrities you look up to because you might be disappointed. Like I remember going in that car and being fucking really sad. That I saw one of, I was a little chubby at the time, so I looked up to him, Belushi, you know. And that was the last time I saw him. 2 weeks after that, he was probably gone. Like 2 or 3 weeks, and I was like, that's fucked up that I saw him that night. Acting that way at a strip club, giggling by himself. He was totally by himself. There was not a soul with him.
Well, I sort of straddled two sides of his personality because I started working with him in television. He was in an HBO special I did with Tom Arnold and Ben Stiller and Jim Carrey were in it. And I remember him showing me, and I was shooting with Chris Farley. We went to the Glendale Galleria, and we were just following him around with a camera as he was picking up on girls. It was pee in your pants, hilarious. He would like walk up to a girl and say, with holding an orange and say, hi, do you have fingernails? Can you start my orange for me? I can't peel it. And then he'd just start flirting with it. Hilarious stuff. Right after that, so that was for HBO. Then we did the Jackie Thomas show, and he played Tom's brother. And right after that episode,
I read for you then. What year was in Jackie Thomas? 97?
No, 91.
No, I wasn't here.
Different,
I read for a different Thomas show.
Well, they put him straight in a limo and took him to rehab. So when I was working with him, he was still, high and abusing stuff. Tommy Boy, he was clean. And ironically, I'm prepping this movie in Toronto. I haven't been to Toronto since I shot Tommy Boy 24 years ago. He was clean there, and he always went to his priest at night, and that was his AA. And, right after Tommy Boy, there were a lot of things offered to Chris because he kind of blew up. And the things that were offered to him I thought were terrible. And he kept saying, well, do this with me, Pete. Do this. And I said, it's terrible. It's terrible. And I said, no. And he got really upset with me. He thought I didn't like him anymore. And he was mad at me. And I had to write him like a 7-page letter. Tell him how much it was absolutely wrong. I adored him. I just wanted the best for him. I thought he could get nominated for an Oscar one day if he chose properly. But don't cash in on this crap you're being offered right now. Wait. Choose. And he forgave me. It was soon thereafter that he passed. And we never got to work together again. And I always felt sad about that. But going back to Toronto lately, it's like all these memories are flooding back. I literally stood at the Gooderman Wirtz Distillery last week, which was Callahan Auto. And they built an apartment building where the front gate was, so I was a little disoriented. I said, I remember we entered somewhere and it's not here anymore. And then finally I stood in the middle of the courtyard where he sat thinking about, his father who passed away. And I went, holy shit, I know exactly where I am. Oh my God. And I almost got emotional because I was like, I'm standing where Chris sat. And I could barely recognize it. But the buildings are historical landmarks, so they didn't touch the actual buildings, but they just put so many condos around it, it was hard to recognize. But no, I talk to Spade every now and then, and Fred Wolf and I, who wrote the movie, are still good friends.
Fred's still around.
Fred's still around, yeah.
I see the one brother around, the one Farley brother.
John,
I see him around.
Kevin.
I know both of them.
Yeah.
One lived down the corner from me on Gardner, and the other one I knew from auditions and whatnot, and doing stand-up with David. He's always around with Spade.
They're great guys.
I think he hangs out with, he opens for Spade. One of them opens for Spade. That's